Sunday School teacher, I'm glad that you have joined us for a time of study and preparation. Thankful each week you do this as you get ready to lead your group on Sunday morning. The lesson that we're going to be looking at is for Sunday, November the 11th. We are in our study of the book of James. The title of this lesson is With Control. With Control. And we're going to be in James chapter 3. And the point that we want people walking away with on Sunday is that believers demonstrate godly maturity by controlling their speech. Words are the most powerful instrument at our disposal. That's so true. The words that we use. The words that we use have an immense power to hurt or to heal. The words that we use can encourage or crush. The speech that we do can inspire or deflate. Words, our speech, is very powerful. Words can be a lethal weapon that inflicts wounds, and some of those wounds can be carried for years. On the other hand, the words that we use can affirm and can instill a healthy sense of self-worth that enables people to face the challenges of life with confidence. We cannot afford to discount the power of the words that we use and their effect on us, either for good or for harm. James was concerned about believers understanding the necessity of disciplined speech in their relationship with each other, in the church, and even in the world. And so let's look at these verses. First of all, the first two verses of chapter 3. What about our speech when teaching the truth? Verses 1 and 2. He says, "Not many should become teachers, my brothers, because you know that we will receive a stricter judgment. For we all stumble in many ways. If anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is mature, able also to control his whole body." And so in these verses, in verse 1, evidently teaching was a prestigious position that many aspired to in the early church. James says that not many of you should become teachers. We understand that today as well, that not everybody was or is equipped to interpret Scriptures correctly and how to apply those Scriptures in daily living. The picture that I see as I see James talking about not everyone should be teachers. Everybody wanted to voice their opinion on what is right. And so the way that they did that in those days was, they didn't have TV and talk radio and Facebook and Twitter. And so the only way they could share their opinions was in public gatherings, in groups, Sunday school classes, if you will. And so these were not people who were wanting to say, here's what the Word says, what the Bible says. They wanted to just say, here's my opinion, here's what I think. And so James says not everybody should be a teacher. And he says not many should become. The translation of that is stop becoming. In other words, this was already going on. In other words, you got to stop it now. James emphasized that the teaching role carried serious implications in the last part of verse 1, because we will receive a stricter judgment. Teachers were being held to a higher degree of responsibility because of the influence, because of the power that is involved in teaching, the influence that you can have. Now, I do want to note something here, that he says that we will receive a stricter judgment. Note that all Christians are going to be held